What's good, everybody? This is KG from Five Star Speculators. Happy New Year and wishing everybody a consistent and profitable year ahead. So, just want to do a quick, crypto analysis for you guys or crypto forecast and just, what can we anticipate for this coming week, month, or year. So I'll just start with BTC, which is Bitcoin on the yearly. Start with Bitcoin on the yearly. So let's get into it. Yeah, so each candlestick represents 1 year worth of trading, right? So meaning this candlestick is the whole of last year, meaning the whole of last year Bitcoin was bullish if you're looking at it in terms of like just a single candlestick, right? So what I do understand is that we have this, meaning last of last year, which was 20, let me just hide this thing. Yeah, meaning 2022, we were just rebalancing the FVG here. We're just rebalancing 2022. We came back inside, crypto was dropping, rebalancing. And then now 2023, we pushed out of the FVG. So meaning this is the support, right? So meaning this is the support. So now it means this year, 2024, we might just see Bitcoin coming through for the all-time highs, guys, I also don't like what I'm seeing. I also don't like what I'm seeing. I don't know if, personally, without any analysis, I don't think Bitcoin's still going up there. But, just looking at how I approach price, this is how I approach price. So it's saying to me that Bitcoin is bullish, unfortunately. So yeah, I think this year Bitcoin we might be bullish, pushing towards the highs, pushing towards the highs. So if we can attack this previous yearly high and then we continue going higher. But I mean, we could have like a long-term vision for it, a yearly vision for it, but obviously we're just going to be trading the lower time frames, right? So I think this year, the whole year, Bitcoin might be bullish, right? We might hit new highs. I don't know. I'm not sure, but this is what the analysis is saying. From a technical standpoint, Bitcoin is bullish for the year. But me saying Bitcoin is bullish for the year doesn't mean we just going to start going all the way up. No, we might hit a pullback and then start going to the upside, right? So if there's any key level that I'm looking at, where price can hit first and then start going up. I'd like to see maybe price playing around this here, right? You see this candlestick, the mean threshold, the midpoint of the candlestick. So, which is a consequent encroachment. So, probably like to see, price come hit here, reject around this level, and then possibly start pushing to the upside, maybe around 31, 361. Somewhere around there and then start pushing to the upside. But obviously, I'm still going to like refine coming to like the lower time frames. So I'll drop straight to the monthly time frame, straight to the monthly time frame, right? So, what are we seeing on the monthly? What are we seeing on the monthly time frame? What are we seeing on the monthly time frame? So, okay. So again, you know, from that yearly candlestick formation, it's saying that Bitcoin might be bullish for the year, right? It might be bullish for the year, but we'll see that one at a later stage. So right now, I'm just going to be focusing on what's happening currently and where are we most likely going currently. So what I'm seeing is we took out last year's high. So far, we took out last year's high, right? Previous yearly high, we took it out. And then another previous yearly high, it's still up here. It's still up here, which is still pending, right? Which is still pending. And I'll just market X as external range with red. I'll just do it like this so that, I have clear the structure. So this is that midpoint here. So I'd like to see price, rejecting here and then, start pushing towards the downside and most likely coming, somewhere on this level before we could start see price, going all the way up. So, something like if price is going up, this is, what I'd like to see happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if I am to buy Bitcoin, I'll only start buying it somewhere on these levels, right? So, if we are to mark our key levels here, we do have a VG. I have a fair value gap here, and we have a breaker block, uh, which overlaps with the order block here. So right now, if you can just look at here, what we have here, this is the order block, right? This is the order block, the last up candlestick before the down move. It's an order block. And then just above it, we have a rejection block. So this is a rejection block, which is a monthly key level. So let me just increase this. So we have a rejection block here, which is a monthly key level. So I'm going lower. So let me just do this. Yeah. So now I just want to drop straight to the daily time frame. So this is what we have on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frames, we have a range, right? Which is defined by this range low and this range high now. So we do have a swing high that's in. So but I want you guys to look at something. We hit a key level. We had a major key level here, which is a monthly key level, right? So the daily, we hit a monthly key level, and then we dropped to the downside, taking out external range liquidity, right? But we have an internal. So I do see this as external range liquidity, or you can call it what's this, break of structure. I mean, we didn't get the bodies, closing above or breaking below. I understand that. But if you guys have seen the ICT mentorship, 20, is it 2022 mentorship, this is what you'd, use because we took out buy side liquidity, right? And then price ran all the way down. And then now we need to see some sort of a fair value gap, right? So one would ask me, where's the fair value gap? So this is the gap that I am seeing. So this is the gap that I'm seeing, which is a inverse, FVG inverse, So I'm looking at this area as the rejection point, right? So like to see price rejecting here and then continuing to drop lower, start going lower, right? So I see all of this as low resistance liquidity. Uh, it qualifies as sell side for me. It's low resistance liquidity. Everything that's just here for me is just low resistance. Whenever I can connect two dots or 2 points, instead of seeing it as a potential trend line, like saying does the trend line price should hold. I don't see it that way. Unfortunately, I see this as low resistance liquidity, meaning when price approaches here, it's just gonna drop, easy, 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 because it's just liquidity everywhere here, right? So this is that point that we were looking at from the monthly time frame, saying if you could see price starting to drop all the way coming down here, right? So I mean, at a major key level like this, I'd like to see some sort of a divergence happening, right? So I just want to confirm a divergence with ETH, which is Ethereum. So I'll just drop to ETH for now. And okay, I don't know why all of those things. Let me just remove this. Starts on the monthly. So on ETH, what we do have is can look to the left side of the curve, or first you could, you could identify your range high and a range low. So this is the current dealing range that I'm seeing. And if you look to your left here, I see this is a breaker. Some call it a mitigation block. But it's one and the same, has the same function. So I'm looking at this area here, right? So price might reject this level. So another thing that we did was we took out buy side liquidity, which is external range, right? So moving from external to internal. So if we took out external, most likely going to see price dropping back into internal, which internal could be this one. Could be this internal or this down one here. Could be that one or this one. So this is a valid uh rejection point, right? So it's a monthly key level. We took out buy side, which is external range. So now we could possibly see price coming back to internal. So we have our monthly key levels in place. So just drop down to the daily time frame. So what I want to see from both Bitcoin and Ethereum is that I like to see some sort of a hidden a divergence, Kraken correlation. So I'm just going to compare the swing highs that we have here, right? So the highest high that we have on ETH, the highest high came in, when was this day? On the 28th of December. That's the highest high that we have. And the highest high that we have right now, uh, looking at this range on Bitcoin, is the one that they gave us yesterday, which is the 2nd of Jan, right? So there is a Kraken correlation, which is a SMT divergence. So on the 28th, this is the highest high on that side, and this is what we have. This is the sign of reversal or rejection. So I'll just do this. Right, so there's a divergence, and then again we went from external, now coming back to internal. So this, it like validates my bias in a way, so I'm still leaning towards the downside. So what we could see happen is today we might just dip inside of this fair value gap here. Let me just change the colors. I don't think this is a FVG inverse, which is an FVG that formed previously and was never respected. So it is a key level. It is a key level. So I'd like to see price, giving us some sort of, I mean, it could happen today or it could happen tomorrow, because tomorrow there's NFP, right? So maybe they could use NFP to push price to the downside, massively to the downside. But yeah, I'd still like to see, crypto dropping to the downside. But I think we're going to get a nicer confirmation on the weekly time frame, like next week. Next week, I think I'm going to do like a full analysis on Sunday evening. So I'll just do a full analysis. So when the weekly time frame closes bearish, that's when it gives me a green light for the week, saying for the week I do have like a predetermined bias. So, but for now, I'm just still waiting for like a swing high to come in here on the lower time frame. So, but this is the key level that I'm seeing. You can call this order block, and you can have this as well. The midpoint, you can have the mean threshold as a midpoint for us to see price drop into the lower time frame. So I'll just go to the 4-hour time frame and build on it. Yeah, so on the 4-hour time frame, we can refine more. This is the FVG that I'm looking at. So I don't know if it's going to happen today or tomorrow, but we're most likely going to see price just coming inside of here, giving us, market structure and then us dropping to the downside. Just hold on. Yeah, so we could just see, crypto dropping to the downside. So it would look like a classic, head and shoulders, left shoulder, and then you have your head, and then now they just creating your right shoulder to go to the downside. So this is what I'm seeing on BTC on crypto. So crypto, I'm seeing, I'm seeing Bitcoin going to the downside, guys. If we can just drop all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. I mean, obviously, structure will be forming, but once we hit this level, that's when, I'll be like, okay, now I'm looking to see Bitcoin showing me some sort of a reversal happening here, right? So price needs to start, reversing so that it could start pushing all the way up if it's going for new highs. If that's going to happen, then I should start seeing it somewhere around these levels here. So yeah, this is what I have for Bitcoin. And I'll just move to Ethereum. So ETH as well, I'll just go to the daily time frame. I'll just go to the daily time frame. So again, Ethereum, same thing. We did see some sort of SMT happening here, right? So uh followed by an external range liquidity grab, right? So external, we do have it, and then internal, it's a bit higher for this one. It's a bit higher, which is here, which is internal range liquidity. That's a bit higher. I mean, we might see price coming inside of here and then dropping to the lower time frame. That's the best, best case scenario. But this is also a key level. I'm not neglecting the fact that this is a key level. It's called a mitigation block. So we might just hit a mitigation block and then start pushing to the downside. But high odds we might come inside, just tap inside of here and then start pushing to the downside. I mean 23. 21, yeah, somewhere on this levels, and then start pushing to the downside. But it doesn't have to come inside of here. It might just tap in here and then push. But what might happen is today price might just, form like an inside day kind of thing, even on Bitcoin. I'm not sure, but we might have like an inside day where tomorrow, because we have NFP, NFP might just open. Let's say, for example, NFP, let's say the day closes like this, and then this becomes a fair value gap. Tomorrow, NFP, we might just see something like boom inside and then rejecting, pushing all the way to the downside, right? So it's just like a scenario that could possibly happen. I'm not sure. I'm just, just sharing you guys what I'm seeing. And again, this is not financial advice, guys. It's not financial advice. Uh, yeah, so here on Ethereum, so again, I have two points that I'm looking at. I mean, the high odds one, it's this one up here, right? The yellow box that we have up here. But this one is a potential area because there is a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. So we might just see price, just doing this tapping inside and then start pushing to the downside, right? So just going to depend what's given today. But I think we might see a nice move to the downside, possibly tomorrow via NFP. So even on the 1-hour time frame, let's just see what's the 1 hour say. Yeah, I mean, if you can just look at the 1 hour as well, I'm not sure what can just happen, but you might see something like this and then push to the downside. So this is what I have for crypto. So crypto currently, I'm kind of like bearish on crypto. Just want to see crypto drop into the downside, and then only when they reach, some key levels down here, I could, look to buy crypto, but that's if, they confirm the buying signals. So also it might take a couple of days. It might take a couple of days for it to just swing to the downside. Couple of days just meaning today and tomorrow. We might just see, all of these things happening right here. And I think, the nicer confirmation or the confirmation that I like seeing is from the weekly time frame, which I don't think it's in as yet. It's gonna come in next week. So only next week I'll be like, uh very much bearish next week. If we close with a bearish candlestick, then the other candlestick most likely going to be bearish, going to the downside. So even Bitcoin the same. So if you can look at Bitcoin, the current candlestick is still bullish, right? It still looks bullish, not bullish. It still looks bullish, but we might just end off the week with a bearish candlestick, right? So we might just see price coming in inside. I mean, this is also like a bit of a uh area where price can just, consolidate or something like that. But long term wise, I just see, the next coming month or two or three, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we might see Bitcoin dropping to the downside here and then pushing to the upside again. Or it might just, just hit here and then continue going up. But I'm still leaning towards the downside. But also I'll just update you guys every week, what am I seeing? Are we still going there, or is there like a change of delivery? Yeah, I'll just keep you guys updated. But what I showed you guys just now is what I'm seeing happening today and tomorrow, and we'll take it from Sunday. So shout out, guys. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this with your friends. I'll be doing this, every week, sharing with you guys what I'm seeing. And yeah, join our Telegram group as well. That's where I'll be sending like my trading ideas. If I see a trading idea, I'm gonna send it there. So YouTube is just, doing a forecast and doing breakdowns, So yeah, please support the channel and follow our Instagram page as well. So shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out.